Hey everyone, welcome back to Fates Stay Night Remastered with Jerk and Jays. As you can see here, we have just such an enthralling black screen in front of us. But no, more seriously, what's going on? We're in the middle of a date with Saber, because Shirou was like, yes, in the middle of the end of the Holy Grail War, I will take my servant out on a date. Which, I mean, that's simplifying it and making him look really dumb. But essentially, that's what's going on. We're in the middle of our date. We just spent a couple hours with Saber before lunch doing who knows what, because it didn't really get into that. I think we went to an aquarium, but maybe they'll talk about it. I don't know. Let's just move forward. Why her silhouette? First we tried a boutique. I didn't know how to pronounce that word at first, so that I was like, oh yeah, that's a word that exists. I'd normally never go to. Then we tried our hand at bowling while I taught her the rules. I couldn't find the aquarium. Okay, so never mind. No aquarium was involved here. That sucks. But we fed birds at the park. Could have asked where the aquarium was. We visited an interesting antique shop that ended up being a lot of fun, and I maintain that not going to the movie theater was the right choice. I feel like movie dates are not a good, date, especially first date. They are not a good thing, because you're not talking. You're just sitting there, and sure, there's the, oh, well, you could be, holding hands and smooching and blah, blah, blah. That's still, that's terrible. You're in public, that's uncomfortable. Don't do that. I mean, sure, future date, whatever. Oh, we know each other super well. I just want to go hang out at the movie. Cool, whatever. That's fine. But first, handful of dates, not a good idea. You're not really getting to know them that way. Anyway, that's just my take on it. Anyway, I spent the whole time taking her places I figured a girl might like, and it was 2 hours of failure and defeat. I thought you just said it was a lot of fun. However, I tried to spin it. The day wasn't really shaping up to be a date. It felt more like a battle to the death in which the first person to give up loses. That sounds like a date to me. I don't know what you're talking about. No, that sucks, bud. Whenever I took Saber, she acted exactly like she always has done. Gosh, almost like that's her personality or something. Once in a while, she would fall so quiet, I would start to worry if she was truly angry. Maybe. Who knows? Who cares? Her lack of reaction made it clear she was not having fun, which pushed me to try even harder each time. Dude, I just think that's just how she's built. That's just her personality. And so I ran all around the city, desperate to make Saber smile, but noon came before I actually accomplished anything. Well, accomplished something. And with Saber's reminder that it's lunchtime, I decided to take a short break. What did you accomplish? Tell me. However... Okay. What is this place? What do you mean? I can't help but blurt it out as we sit down. Is it, too fancy for you? I suggest going to the coffee shop near the river for lunch. That was the only advice Tosaka gave me last night. It is a little quaint. Not quaint. That's not the right word. Quaint suggests humility. This is a little bit more regal. Not extremely, but leaning in that direction. So I did as she suggested and picked this restaurant, but I never imagined it would be so pretentious. ... I take a look... Pretentious, that's a good word. I take a look at the menu. Luckily, the menu has Japanese translations next to all its foreign text, so I can at least figure out what all the dishes are. Problem is that I've never even heard of any of these dishes, and the prices are outrageous. Where are we? On Mars or something? I have no idea what to order. I stare at the menu and growl. Yeah, that's hot. Growl at that menu. Go grrr. Shirou, I thought we came here to eat lunch. Saber looks and sounds a little concerned. Yeah, but this is really not what I expected. I look up. What I see... Is Saber looking like a cornered rabbit? Saber? If you are uneasy, we can head back to the mansion. I actually prefer the food you prepare, Shirou. Does that mean you want to go home? No. It is not that I want to go back, but I have been nervous all day, and am more tired than usual. See, to me that suggests that she's also really trying hard on this date too, and that she does care. Really? Oh, I thought about going back after we had lunch and a bit of a break, but if you're tired, maybe we should take a longer break here. No, that is not what I mean. Tired is not quite the right word. It is more like, well... Flustered? Saber stops. Fortunately, I'm the only one who hears the faint squeak from her stomach. Oh, she's just hungry. Oh, that's why she's embarrassed. Oh, she could have just told me she was hungry. She want that food in her belly now. She's getting hangry. No, not hangry. She's not really shown anger. I am sorry. What I'm trying to say is that I would appreciate it if we could eat lunch as soon as possible. There you go, be forward. Got it. Yeah, it may not be interesting, but let's order whatever looks okay here, so we can get our food quick. Should not be easy if a light snack is all we need. I order 2 things that seem like lunch dishes, and we quickly eat. What were they actually? You will never say, alright. Maybe you will, I don't know. While I'm drinking my after-meal coffee. Okay, we'll never find out what they ate. They could have had croissants, or they could have, I don't know, snorted a line of ground coffee beans. I start thinking about what to do in the afternoon. What I learned this morning is that physical stuff like bowling is no good. Saber is extremely competitive. That in itself is good, but Saber's looks already draw enough attention, and when she gets like that, well, she stands out even more. Who cares? After we finished the game, Saber got sulky because of all the attention she drew. Well, I guess she cares. So, we're going to avoid physical activities. Hey, Saber, I'm gonna ask you again, is there anywhere you wanna go? Me? No, nowhere in particular. The smile tells me otherwise. Nowhere in particular. I do not know my way around, so I will keep following you. Or maybe she's having a good time. I don't know. I don't know how to interpret women. Saber lifts her teacup as she speaks. She ordered black tea to have after her meal, and it seems like she enjoys its flavor. Good smell. Flavor. I hardly serve black tea at home, and even if I did, it'd just be cheap tea bags. Saber must not have been satisfied with the drinks I've been serving at home, since it looks like she prefers black tea. Well, I should be more mindful about that starting tonight. It is more of the, English thing. ... English breakfast being a black tea. Saber isn't doing much, she's just drinking her tea. She doesn't seem particularly happy, but she doesn't exactly look bored either. She's relaxed. I guess she's just being Saber, yep. That's all there is. As sunlight pours in through the window, Saber sits up straight, gracefully, sipping from her teacup. It's the first time I've seen her do this, but it seems so natural. It's like I've seen it a million times before. I don't know why I'm thinking that. Saber, at least as I know her, is always serious, only focused on wielding her sword on fighting. Oh, I get it. It's only natural. I only think of her as the girl who takes up her sword. The moment she sets her sword aside, Saber is always calm and gentle. There you go. Now you're saying that it's actually just her personality. This scene doesn't feel new or unnatural to me because it's just her being who she is. No matter how skilled a swordsman she is, this is Saber just being normal. Or wielding her sword isn't what makes her exceptional. It's just one part of her. She's a whole human. I once thought while I was dreaming that she was suited for fighting. I don't think I'm wrong here. No matter how great her sword skills are, no matter how great battlefields she's been on, as long as she was all really herself, she couldn't have found the battlefield a comfortable place to be. That's why this is how it's supposed to be. Saber's not wielding a sword. She's just resting and unwinding. She belongs in this serene setting. Alright, music took a little bit more of a joyful, upbeat sound. Nothing changes in the afternoon. I take her to every shop I can think of, and Saber follows quietly. At least, it's not as awkward as earlier in the morning. Either I'm getting used to the situation, or Saber's given up. I don't really... I mean, I think you are getting used to the situation, but I think Saber's just being Saber. She's still quiet, but the more I watch her, the more I notice she looks... either angry or not angry, which is really confusing. Whenever I see Saber coming out of the store looking excited, I feel this sense of accomplishment. Makes me happy. Really makes me happy. Then, after a careful consideration of what Saber might like... Okay. Take her to Build-A-Bear! I'm not certain, but I determined this is the shop most likely to please Saber. Saber stands in front of the store, mouth agape. I'm not sure if her shoulders are trembling because she's angry or excited. Just can't tell. Shirou, where are we? Is this heaven? I hear this is the biggest stuffed animal shop in town. I've never been here since men aren't allowed. Men aren't allowed in the stuffed animal store? What kind of town is this? Obviously, it's not that men aren't allowed in the store. Okay, glad you're clearing that up. It's just that most of the customer base are girls, so there's this unspoken rule about men not going inside. It's like a man walking into a lingerie store kind of a deal. I feel like that's a little bit more taboo than you walking in and looking at stuffed animals. But I get what you're saying. Besides, there are only girls in the store right now. Saber, with her beautiful blonde hair, is drawing attention, while I'm drawing glares for being a guy. No, you're fine. You're here on a date. I would go into, whenever I've gone on dates and stuff, and dated people, we would go into, like, makeup stores, like, a good bit. None of the people had an issue with me being in there. I was just another person, so... Granted, they saw I was with someone, so they're just like, he's on a date. Surprised they aren't doing the same with Shirou. And I can't, they must all be trying to keep me out of their sanctuary. And I can't agree more. Even I don't think guys should be in a store like this. What? Come on. If they want a stuffed animal, go get a stuffed animal. Well, we've come all the way here, so don't hold back. Let's take a look around. Do you have a favorite animal, Saber? A dragon? Oh, a lion. Lions and leopards. Well, I suppose I find lions and leopards to be quite lovely. Do you find that strange? Why are you blushing? The lions are like kings of the animal kingdom, quote unquote. So, you are a king. It's very suiting. Find myself turning away and fighting not to laugh. I'm not sure why Saber liking lions is strange. Shirou, your reaction does not seem right. It fills me with an inexplicable sense of rage. Or is it my imagination? No, sorry. I couldn't help but laugh. A lion is just so perfect for you. What? It is not right to laugh at someone's preferences, Shirou, and there is nothing wrong with lions. And I said I'm sorry. To make it up to you, I'll take you somewhere good, so don't get mad. Try to fight down my laughter and walk into the store. Let's see. Looks like animal stuffed toys are over there. The same image disappears and reappears. Wow. And it takes about an hour to get from one end of the store to the other. It's literally one aisle. I watch in silence as Saber stares at the stuffed animals, while I worry about the dozen or so sets of prying eyes staring at me from around the store. I've never been so exhausted in my life as I am today. The terrifying thing is that we've only made it through half of the store. Saber frequently is paralyzed. That is, she often stops and glares at a stuffed animal. Even after all this time, we're only halfway through the store. You just said that. Saber seems very interested in the other half of the store, so I guess I'll just hang around while she does what she wants here. Shirou, why are you sighing? Are you tired from walking so much? Yeah, I'm just a little tired. I usually don't get tired so easily, but today's special. Guess I should be careful about doing things I'm not used to doing. Nothing wrong with it. I think you're more socially exhausted than anything. I don't mind people staring at us when we're just walking around, but I'm uncomfortable with it when we're in this girly shop. When you're mentally drained, the first part of your body that feels it is your legs. No, when I feel mentally drained, the first part of my body that feels it is my mind, hence mentally drained. Are you physically tired? What about you, Saber? This must be your first time in a store like this. Let me know if you get tired. Yes, I'm a little uncomfortable, but you look far more so. Not only here, you did not seem comfortable in the previous shop, or the one before that. I hope you are not selecting places you do not wish to go to. ... Yeah, he's just picking things that you would like, or that he thinks you would like, suddenly. Those words dispel all the worries and mental exhaustion I felt earlier. Yeah, honestly, I might have chosen a bunch of places I wouldn't normally go. I'm streaming right now! So, I had a bit of a... not a scare, but I've done this a handful of times before, too, where I've... Usually doesn't happen until I look over towards the end of the episode, so thank goodness I caught it in the middle, but on OBS, start streaming and start recording are right next to each other. I used to stream on Twitch, so my OBS is still hooked up to my old Twitch account, so I hit start streaming, and apparently there's just like 4 or 5 people just chilling in my chat, just talking it up. I wasn't responding because, you know, I wasn't looking at a chat or anything, because I've like disabled that function on my OBS, and so they were just watching me. And then the title of the stream was something like me cooking curry, stuff, which was one of the last streams that I ever did. So it was just weird. Anyways, yeah, you probably, I don't know if I'll leave the edit in of me being like, oh my gosh, I'm streaming, kill me. But we're back. We can continue with this. Sorry, interrupting the program. I knew it. This is ridiculous, Shirou. You were aware of your own dislike, so why would you purposely go there? You will. The sort of place girls like, right? I was the one who made you come out with me, and it's your day. ... Besides, it's not so bad since you're with me. I'm with the beautiful girls, so I don't look completely out of place, all the stares directed at me aside. Oh, we're really making her blush. That is absurd. I may not be armed, but I am still a servant. Even if I am not fighting, you need not treat me like a woman. You must treat me as a servant, like always. You're the one being absurd. You are a girl. I mean, they kind of both have a point. I'm not trying to treat you differently today unless you feel like I am. She's bewildered. Saber's mouth hangs open, and as if she's only just now realizing this. No, you are the same. You are acting the same as you always do. See, no need to worry about me. So let's keep going. If we're going to buy your favorite thing in here, we still have to see the other half of the store. Have we not come across the lines yet? I take Saber's hand. She offers no objection as I tug her along. Oh, that is right. It has always been like this. I do not know why I'm realizing this now. She murmurs to herself, sounding dazed. Always been like what? Okay. I feel like the mood just got very somber. The uncomfortable day... Why are you... Stop calling it uncomfortable! You're fine. The uncomfortable day passes by in a flurry. Saber never laughs. Not once during the whole day, so neither do I. No part of the day was particularly memorable, but neither was there any painfully boring aspect. Basically, nothing significant happened. The way it went, maybe Saber would have been happy if we'd stayed in the dojo and trained together. But today wasn't all that bad either. Even if it didn't end up being all that exciting, I should be proud that I at least managed to take Saber around. Hey, dates don't have to be like the most exciting thing that's ever happened to you in your life. Just about you spending time with the other person. After the war is over and once everything goes back to normal, I don't want to look back at all this and realize that all the time I spent with Saber was in combat. Even if this entire date was stupid, she needs to spend some time doing something other than fighting, or there's no point in her being here. I mean, kind of the point of her being here is just to get the Grail. Maybe no point for you, but for her, yeah. So, yeah, I should be proud of myself. The end is nigh. When everything is done, and when there's no need to fight anymore, Saber can look back on this moment. That's enough for me. At least you have sweet intentions. We walk back home. Just as we're trying to get on the bus, I would prefer to walk home. Saber finally voices a preference. Thank goodness, honestly. Even if it's a simple one. The winds are picking up. The brilliant sun paints the bridge red. Oh. Saber notices something, stops, and looks over the bridge into the river. She's looking at a mountain of rubble. I say it's a mountain, but the pile isn't really that high. Steel frames and other things are piled up just a little below the water level. It's only slightly disturbing the flow of the river. I don't know what happened, but some boat probably sank. Then pieces of it drifted here. I hear some of the neighboring residents have been complaining, trying to get rid of the pile since it's so unsightly. What is it, Saber? Did that catch your attention? The trash? Did it remind you of me? 'Cause I'm trash? It is nothing. I only noticed that it is still there. You see, I caused that. Oh. During the previous war, I was forced to do battle over the water, and I had to use my noble phantasm. Okay. How are you over the water? The only damages were the river drying up, but unfortunately it also struck a ship that was anchored there. Okay. Huh? Struck with Excalibur? Yes. Fortunately, there is nobody on board, and the damage was minimal. The river has gone back to normal, so I believe there is nothing to be upset over. Well, I feel bad about it, and I regret it. You forget you're on a date with a girl, and then she's like, yeah, by the way, I destroyed a ship. Just normal date things. I should be more careful. When we use Excalibur, I need to be mindful to use it somewhere that... Is this you talking still? When we use Excalibur, I need to be mindful to use it... No, that wasn't her actually talking, because there is no Japanese voice acting. Use it somewhere that's... There's a lot... I can't read this sentence apparently either. There's a lot of open space, like out here. Shirou, are you still mad? I don't think he was ever mad. No, I'm not mad. I was just surprised. Plus, it's a reminder that there are still remnants from the previous war. I mean, you're a remnant of the previous war, bud. Your trauma. Compared to the wasteland at the Central Park, the mound of rubble in this river is nothing. Though, I guess the ship's owner might not have come out of that so great. Please, do not worry too much. Hiritsugu said the boat's owner had insurance. It's alright, it's covered. And they originally parked the ship with the intention of using it as a cushion to dampen the river's flow. The ship acted as a wall that mitigated the damage from my noble phantasm. Does that mean you destroyed the ship knowing it was there before for that purpose? I was not aware. Hiritsugu had that prepared without my knowing. He must have been able to predict how the battle would turn out. I did not know because he did not say a word before or after he prepared the boat. Oh, so he put it there. And then Saber looks down at the river, probably thinking back to that earlier Holy Grail war. The surface of the water glitters with reflected sunlight. The wind coming from the river flutters Saber's hair. I wonder if she'll ever mention... Granted, it's not as prevalent, but I wonder if she'll ever mention the First and Second Holy Grail War that she would have I'm assuming had to have been a part of, since there's a Holy Grail, therefore she must appear. She's so beautiful. Saber, did you have fun today? I'm suddenly scared Saber is going to disappear, so I ask a question it's probably better not to voice. Yeah, you're just afraid of it saying no. That's a good picture. Come again, Shirou? Did you say something? I did. I asked if you had fun today. I hold my breath. Saber looks a little confused. Yes. I would be lying if I said none of it was new to me. She says it fondly, like she knows she'll never have another day like this. Which is exactly why I already knew her answer. The only thing left for me to do is nod in agreement, and then walk her home. At the least, things can still go back to normal if I leave it at that. Do you want it to go back to normal, though? I see. Look at Saber. And nod. Then let's come again. We'll have other chances to do something like this. This may be a dangerous thing to say. Yeah. Immediate frown. ... Saber's expression hardens. I think she realizes what I'm trying to say. She looks directly at me and silently shakes her head. There will not be a second time. This happened today, and that's where it'll stay. Well, why not? I know exactly what Saber's going to say. I know I won't be satisfied with her answer, but I ask anyway. I need not explain. Servants exist only to fight. What we did today is only me denying what I am. I obeyed only because you determined we needed rest, but from here on, there is no need for me to rest. There are only a few enemies left. Should you order me, there's actually only one. I can leave and search for Lancer right now. She focuses on me, eyes blazing with her fighting spirit. Saber is saying that she can head into battle any time if she is ordered to. And that really sets off my anger. What the heck? Are you really that eager for a fight? Of course. The more I fight, the closer I get to the Holy Grail. Battle is our priority. I thought you understood that. Yeah, I know. It doesn't make any sense. I've been wanting to tell you. You're contradicting yourself. You keep saying fighting is important, but you've never once thought you wanted to fight. You've got no other choice, so you're just fighting because you're forced to. What? That is not true. I do not hesitate to fight. I have told you that I will do anything to win. Yeah, she did say that, but that doesn't mean she likes fighting. As long as you can manage, right? Listen, Saber. If all you needed to do was defeat the other masters to get the Holy Grail, you would have done that already by attacking innocents like Ryder. But you won't do that. This is a good point. If she truly was just here strictly for the Grail, and nothing else truly mattered, she would just be immediately gunning for it. That is because it's not that you don't want to involve innocent people. You know very well that people die in battle. That's right. That's why you wanted to minimize the fighting. Once you start fighting, people die, which is why you wanted to end it as quickly as possible. In other words, you're just scared of there being casualties in these battles. ... Saber's eyes grow wide, like she's seen a ghost, but quickly narrow. She grits her teeth. You are wrong. I am not afraid of fighting. Yeah, you're right. Probably haven't been afraid from the start. That's only because you squashed all your own feelings, like fear, beneath your duty and dignity as king. Ridiculous. And yet, you don't want to fight. You were just good at it, but it's not a talent you actually wanted. Look, I'm gonna be blunt. You're not fit to fight. You never wanted to take up the sword in the first place. You're just saying it's what you want as a way to talk yourself into actually doing it. I will say, and it's something I've kind of been reflecting on a lot recently, just because, I mean, I've mentioned this several times before. I'm a Christian, and in that, I was reading the Bible the other day, and there is this thing of, like, this idea of you don't need to unnecessarily take burdens upon yourself. You know, a lot of times our sense of purpose is very skewed based off of what we think wrongly a lot of the time that we think other people are wanting from us, and then so therefore we then put that burden on ourselves. And even sometimes too, we literally have people push a responsibility onto us that was never meant for us, and those burdens are what keeps us down. And you can see very clearly in Saber's character that this kind of deep obligation that she thinks she owes to people really, as an individual, really pushes her down. So I do really feel for her. On top of that, why didn't anyone around her, even herself, figure it out and just say something? I really want to finish this scene before the episode ends. Shirou, I will brook no further insult even from you. You can't stand it because it's the truth. You can't handle the truth. If you admitted it, you'd never be able to fight again. I hear a grinding sound. Saber is glaring at me, trying to hold back her anger. ... I can't back down now. I know I'm right. I can't back down. So, you should stop. You wanted to stop. You know you're not fit to hold a sword, to fight. So just quit. Stop being a servant and do something that suits you better. It's not too late for her to try to find whatever real human happiness she's always wanted. And for that, I would... Do not be ridiculous. My only option is the fight. I'm here only to obtain the Holy Grail. I offered my entire self to protect the vow I made as king. I can do nothing else. You can, you're just blocking yourself into that. She's just an object seeking to obtain the Holy Grail. That's what ticked me off the most. Why does she talk like she's only trying to convince herself? Because she is. Everyone around her took her at her word because she kept insisting on stuff like this. You idiot! That's not true. There are plenty of other ways to live your life. You're here, in this age, now. It's not like back when you were alive. You should try to live your life for yourself. Don't make the mistake of using the Holy Grail. What I say next is what I hope for most. Forget about the Holy Grail. Don't use it for anyone else. If you're here, you need to live here happily. With me, primarily with me. My ears prick up at the sound of the wind. Saber doesn't answer. She doesn't nod. She only looks straight in my eyes. I feel like she's just callousing herself and like hardening herself in these moments. And really denying herself. I cannot agree. I formed a contract to obey you. I did not give you my heart, Master. That's a good line. That's a good line. Saber speaks slowly and clearly. Oh man. Shirou, I'm sorry, bud. The worst she can do is say no, says that. I'm sorry, bud. I will not break my vow as a king. I have a responsibility to fulfill my duty. King Arthur's goal is to obtain the Holy Grail. Even if that were finished, I will never go back to being Altria. My wish remains unchanged. From the moment I drew the sword, my vow could never change. What are you talking about? That's not what you really need to do. You will never be rewarded for what you did, and that's wrong. You don't need the Holy Grail. Besides, Saber's wish won't come true. It's already happened. can't be changed. Saber, you can't redo something that's already happened, or at least you shouldn't. I know you've already figured that out. No. That is absolutely... Then I'm gonna tell you, no matter how bad it ended up, you can't change what's happened. Asking for a do-over just because you didn't get the result you wanted is the way a spoiled kid acts. That's quite insult to injury, my dude. We're in an impasse. I know it's impasse, but originally in the French, impasse. Saber doesn't say anything more, and I don't have any more to say. The sound of the wind stops, or rather, pauses for a moment. An instant later, it picks back up, just as I feel the wind on my cheek. I thought you of all people would understand. It becomes a headwind. Ah, man. This has actually been a really emotional scene for me. I'm not, like, crying, but definitely feel this in my heart. This whole tension between the two of them right now. Really, really well written, this bit here. Anyways, this is where I'm gonna leave it off for this time. We will see, man, how this resolves at some point. What they decide, I hope. I don't know what's gonna happen next. It has to end somehow, though. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next episode. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you're doing well. Bye.